Hello everyone, I'm Anup Sharma and I'm thrilled to be the proud contributor to the incredible Linux Perf tool as a part of Google Summer of Code 2023 program. And I would like to thank my mentor Arnaldo, Ian, Namhyung, and all the Linux community for helping me throughout this journey. And I would also like to thank Linux Foundation and Google Summer of Code for providing me this opportunity. I hope many of you had already get a chance to use this powerful tool, but for those who have not, let me tell you why it is so amazing. You see, the Linux Perf tool is a performance ninja. It has the incredible ability to instrument CPU performance counter, trace points, kprop, but that's not all. It is also a master of lightweight profiling, making it an indispensable asset in our developer toolkit. And the best part is, it is just right under the Linux kernel tool perf directory. So let's start today by compiling the perf tool, and then we will see what are the things we can do with the perf tool, and we will understand the problem and then how my project is one of the solution to those problem. So currently I'm using Linux 6.5 RC6. So I have perf tool next repo cloned into my local system. So if you want to also do the same thing, then you can go to kernel.org. After going to just go to kernel.org, then go to git tree, and the git tree just search for perf tool next, right? So once you go here, then you can clone it from here, right? So now once the cloning is done, now what we will do is we'll try to compile the perf tool. So I will create a directory under temp, known as temp perf. So inside this, I will do all my compilation. So for compilation, I will use the tools perf, and then I will just mention it perf. So this will start my compilation and it will be completed in few seconds. So in the meanwhile, I would just like to give you a little idea on the Perf wiki page. So Perf has an excellent wiki page where you can go and then you can find all the information about the Perf tool. The best part is the tutorial section. It has all the details about all the commands, what are the things that it has, and then how you can use those things. So let me go back. Yeah, I think my compilation is done. So I will do the installation. Okay. So after this, I will just run a script which will give permission to the user to execute perf command. So now what we will do is we will create a temporary directory. So inside this directory only we will do all our experiment. So the first command that I'm going to run here is record command perf record. So we use this command to record what's going in our system. So I would like to record at the frequency of 99, and A is for all CPUs, and G is to get the call chain. And then I can give for how much time I want to do the record, right? So just in this case, 2 seconds. So you can see after doing the record, it has generated 1108 samples. And if I do ls, you can see pub.data file has been generated here. So if I try to open this pub.data file, we won't be able to understand anything here as such. So what we can do is we can run a command known as perf report. So yeah, so perf report will give us, it's a text-based UI. So it will give us the details about the host area, the children's commands, and then what were the DSO symbols. So all these details it can give us, and I can click in any of this here, and even I can expand them as well, right? I can expand the call chains in this way, right? So this is all about the perf record. So now the perf tool community wanted something to have, great sort of visualization. This is already great, but we wanted to do something more interesting. So that's where we thought of, instead of developing something from scratch, why not to use Firefox Profiler? Now, just to give you an idea, then Firefox Profiler is used to do the performance analysis of web app for Firefox. So you can just enable this by clicking on one single button. After that, you will get this icon over here. Now, even I can record my browser. So I click there, and then whatever I do, and then if I click it here once again, it has done the record and it is giving me the report in this way. And I can see, what has just happened in my browser, right? So yeah, so this is how the Firefox profiler work. And now Firefox profiler understand one format known as Gecko format. So my project was about aiding support to the Perf tool of this Gecko form, a converter, to write a converter which can convert the Perf data into a Gecko format, which can be understandable by this Firefox profiler. So let's look at it. Okay, so now let us run the command, that is perf script report gecko. I would like to run report gecko because I already have perf.data file here. Now, once I do this and click enter, then you can see it will just say here that, starting Firefox profiler on your default browser, and then it will basically open the browser, and you can see you can get a, a visualization about what has happened in your systems, what will this process run, and then what were the kernel call chains and at the user call chains, all these things you can get. And it's a basically time series based. So now you can see that we have run for 2 seconds. So at this much time, what were the call chains that were involved, you can easily see it. And even if you are not able to see something which you wanted here, then you can just click from here, and then you can get them also here in case you want to see. And then it has various cool features like flame graph, and all this sort of things. So if you want to know more about this, then you can go to the documentation of Firefox profiler and then understand about it. So now let's discuss more about what this Gecko script offer and what are the things that it can do. Right. So now this is the report, perf script report Gecko we run whenever we already have the perf data file. But suppose if I don't have the perf data file, let me remove this. And I want to directly do the record and report at the same time. That means I want to do the record, and report means I want to run the Gecko script and get the visualization of it. So that can be also done. For that, you just need to write perf script Gecko, and then you can give the parameters which you want to give to the record commands like -a, and then I can just, give a sleep as suppose 5 seconds, right? Then it will do the profiling for the 5 seconds, and then it will open the browser, and then we can see it. So here also in this case, it is working fine. I can click on any of them. I can see the flame graph, right? As we have seen just right now. Then some of the other things that this Gecko script offer, for that, I would just like to go to this wiki of Perf. So here we have added a section known as Firefox Profiler. So here we have added all the details of what are the commands you can run, right? So now, yeah, so this is one thing that we can check right now, is what you have seen right now is that now let me just run the first of all record command. Yeah, so after running the record command, then what I have is I have the pub.data file. I'll just remove this Gecko profiler JSON. I will tell what is that also about in some time. So now what I will do is I will just run command on a perf script report Gecko, right? So once I run this, then what has happened is we have opened the browser, as well as we have saved the file. So in case you want to manually upload this file into the Firefox profiler, uh, that's where you can go here and you can load it from your this file. You can just load it into the Firefox profiler, and then it would do the same thing. Now, in various situations, you don't want the browser to be open directly. So for that, we have given a command or command line arc here that is something known as save only. If you just want to see the command lines arc that are available, just write H and it will give you all the details. So if I just write here save only, and then we need to give like what is the name by which I want to save. Suppose I want to say, server one profiler, suppose profile has been done, and then I want to save it. I will just write this in this way. Okay, I think I need to give double dash here. Yes. So you can see in this case, what will happen is it will just save the file and it will not open your browser directly. Okay. So this is the one thing that we have. Then the other command line arc that you can give here is about the color. Now by default, we have here, you can see orange and yellow. But now suppose you want to change the kernel color, right? Let me just write here H first. So see this. Then what we can do is kernel color, and then it will also tell you, what are the colors you can use from here. So suppose if I want to use green in kernel color, and then if I run this, then you can see I will again get the same thing, but all the kernel call chains in the green color. Okay, so this is all about my project. So I have documented most of the things that I did during this period in this GitHub. You can check it out. So we have overview sections, then what are the things that we achieve. And even I have tried writing the test for this particular thing, which will be also available in the master very soon. And then these are the patches which enable this. And then here also I have given the all the users examples, and then the output demo, and then what are the further work that we can do, and the acknowledgement section, which is again very useful for me, and then how these people help me for doing all these things. So you can also look at you can also go to the Perf wiki, and you can also get an idea about all the commands that you can run. So uh, using this to use this Gecko. So now one more thing that I want to show you here is, like, suppose if I do perf report, and I will just use no inline. After this, now suppose I will click here, and then if I click in any of this, what I can do is I have an option of run script for sample of symbol this, and then from here also I can directly click on Gecko, and it would basically open the browser. But in this case, it was just a single thread, so it is saying that no threads were captured in this profile, right? So now what I can do is I can click here and I can run it for all the samples, right, using Gecko script. And you can see from here also you can get the same thing. So the one more thing that can be very helpful in your journey is that, suppose if you have any particular process and you want to basically just run the Gecko for that particular process, and you want to see, suppose if your process is not responding, or you are debugging something and you want to analyze for that process, then for that what we have is, or how we can do this is, let's look into this. So first of all, let us just try to look at the Firefox only. uh, Firefox. So for this, I need to get the PID of Firefox. It's 3323. Now what I need to do is I need to do the perf record. So perf record P, and then I can have this one. So you can see now the record is going on, that whatever is happening on the Firefox. So I will just press Control C, and then you can see it has captured 1540 samples. So after this, now again I can run the script script report your command, and then you can see I can just look at what has happened in this particular process at Firefox, and then understand it. So this was all about my project. So in my GitHub, I have also listed down the things like in this Google Summer of Code period, I have started with various approaches. Like first of all, I went with the regex approaches. Then again, I went to the functional approaches. And then at the end, I followed the oops based. And that's what is right now into the kernel tree. So you can get, all the informations about the test. And if you want to, if you don't have a system like this, then you can also, I have also all the perf logs also I have kept it here in case you just want to have a quick look on that how the perf reports or how these things look like whenever you want to do an experiment. So this is all about the project. So thank you so much.